name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then welcome to my channel, and today's video is going to be my spring TBR. I am very much in a spring reading mood right now, so there's a lot that just sounds good and perfect. But because I do want to actually have some success with my TBRs, I tried to be reasonable here. I picked 5 things. And I just tried to fill this TBR with books that either haven't been on any of my TBRs recently or ever. As for what I look for in my spring TBR, I typically base this TBR off of things that I've read in previous springs, because whenever I read a book in the spring, it usually does stick with me as a spring read. More so than other seasons, I would say, so I usually just choose books from the same series or the same author, but a lot of those books have been in my recent TBRs. One did make it through, we'll talk about that later. But otherwise, I do typically look for pretty atmospheric fantasies, cute, cheesy, fun rom-coms, and just anything really with nature. I will have the content warnings for all of these books linked down below in the description, and let's go ahead and get into it. First up is going to be A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lin. A Magic Steeped in Poison follows our main character who accidentally brewed the poison tea that killed her mother and is now threatening to take her sister as well. Now her only chance to save her sister's life comes in the form of a competition to find the greatest master of the art of tea making, of which the winner receives a favor from the princess. I have been waiting for the spring to read this book because that is just what my brain has always organized this book as, and I do think that that is mostly because of the cover. It is very bright and pink and just pretty, and I am very excited for all things tea in this book, especially the tea magic, because that just sounds really fun and interesting. And then I've also read really good comments about it on the internet. I will say I am a little bit worried about how tropey this might be based off of the description, but I've enjoyed tropes in the past, so we'll see. Next up is Legends and Lattes by Baldree. This follows our main character who is leaving the warrior's life to open the city's first ever coffee shop. But when her old frenemies and the city's underground threaten her plans, she realizes that she is going to need a new resolve and also some new partners. I feel like I see either this book or the other book from this series somewhere every day, which sounds like an exaggeration, but it really isn't. And a cozy, high fantasy, sapphic romance just sounds so lovely in so many ways. The cover looks cute. I actually don't think that I've ever read anything with an orc main character before, so that's exciting. And there's a lot about this book that excites me, and I'm looking forward to hopefully finally getting into the hype. Next up is Outdrawn by Deanna. This follows one of our main characters, Noah, who after her webcomic makes it to the top of the charts, receives an offer for a full-time position at a company that is relaunching their cult classic comic. Everything is falling into place until she finds out that she has to work with her college rival. Which brings us to our other main character, Sage, who despite having a ton of raw talent and success, is trying to fix her plateaued career by working on the same mainstream comic. These two have to learn to work together as a team, which is already hard enough, but only gets harder when they start to fall in love. So I did a book haul recently, which will be its own video, and because it will be its own video, I chose one and only one, and that's this one. Mostly because of the color scheme of this back cover and also like the little flowers up there, but that is mostly just an excuse for the spring TBR specifically, because this was one of those cases where the second that I found out about this book, I knew I needed to haul it, and I knew I needed to read it immediately. It's Enemies to Lovers. The cover is adorable, and I feel like I am really going to love the whole comic aspect, or really just any time that they are going to be talking about art as a whole. Like, I'm excited for all of the books in this TBR, but I'm a little bit extra excited for this one. Next is Adu's and the Donuts of Love by Adiba Jaigirdar. This follows our main character who lands a role in the new televised baking competition alongside her ex-girlfriend. Her dream come true quickly turns even more complicated, however, when she becomes fast friends and maybe even something more with one of the other contestants. This is one of the books that I talk about that I based off of previous springs that actually did fit my criteria for this video, because I read and then also adored Hani and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating about 2 springs ago now. So we're already off to a good start there. It also just sounds super cute and cheesy based on just the title alone, really. I'm excited for the competition and the baking, and based off of Hani and Ishu, I'm definitely excited for the romance. And just getting to know the individual characters and their personalities and just all of the banter and humor. Like, I feel like this book is going to bring me a lot of joy. And finally, we have Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. This follows a family of women who, if they fall in love too deeply, then that person vanishes. However, after many generations of this, a mysterious boy appears in the gardens without any memory of who he is. As our main character tries to help him piece his past together, the grounds of the lush estate of gardens that her family tends to leads them towards dangerous secrets. This book has been sitting on my physical TBR shelves for such a long time, and I fully chose this for my spring TBR, one, because of the cover, but also especially because of the gardens. And the description also reminds me of books that I've read and loved in the past, so I'm hoping that it kind of fits in with like that gothic, mysterious house thing. And I love just being able to explore stuff like that, so like the gardens in here, I am really looking forward to. And then I'm also excited to see what secrets get uncovered here. I'm hoping there are some really cool things. Okay, so that is all that I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and answer the question that'll be around here if you want to do that, and hopefully I will see you here next time. Bye!